Good evening, dear children. So, I welcome you to this session on article writing. Dear children, we are already done with all the short compositions of 11th and 12th, and we are also done with letter writing. And what remains, and yes, report writing also, letter writing, and in long composition we are done with report writing as well. Now only three types of writing item remains, and they are article writing, speech writing, and debate writing. And all these questions, like report writing, carries 10 marks for class 12th and 8 marks for class 11th. Okay. So let's start. So dear children, what you are going to learn today? So when the class gets over, you will learn to understand the process involved in writing long composition, that is article. Yes, you will understand what are the processes involved in letter writing. Then you will also come to know about value points and also the presentation style of article. You will be able to know the marking scheme as per CBSE of article. And also, yes, you will write different articles by attempting the questions given at the end of this lecture. Fine. So dear children, here is CBSE syllabus 2020-21 screenshot on your screen. So for class 11th, so it says that very long answer question, composition in the form of article, speech and report, narrative or debate writing. One more is added, narrative. So, and we are going to learn this article writing today. So class 12, two compositions based on visual or verbal inputs may be descriptive or argumentative in nature, such as article, a debate, a speech or a report. So here also. So 1 out of 2 composition, lengthy, long composition is article, also included in that. So what is an article? Dear children, article is a non-fictional writing. It describes any particular incident or discusses a theme or a social concern. It expresses the personal opinion of the writer. So in this article writing, it expresses, the main thing is that it expresses the personal opinion of the writer. That's important. And generally the themes of the article are related to incidents or theme of a social concern, or it sometimes discusses a theme as well. Okay, this is very important for you to understand. So distribution of marks for class 11th, because marks for the same question for class 11 and for the same question for class 12 are different. For class 11, it is of 8 marks. The distribution is, format is 1 mark, content is 3 marks, expression is 4 marks, And in expression, further division is grammatical accuracy, appropriate words and spellings 2 marks, coherence and relevance of ideas and style 2 marks. So all together 1, 3, 4, 4, 4, 8. All together 8 marks for article writing. The word limit is almost the same. I have not got the exact word limit in the CBSE syllabus, but I have seen that many places it is written 150 to 200. So this is the standard word limit. Yes, marks allotted are 8 and the time available is 20 minutes. This is very, very important. Dear children, first of all, you practice 1 or 2 questions without a timer. But after completing 1 and 2 questions, you get aware of the format and the style, and then I suggest you to put a timer to check whether you will be able to complete the particular question or not. And putting a timer will also help you to manage your time during exam. So for class 12th, the format carries 1 mark, and content is 4 marks, expression is 5 marks, which is further divided into grammatical accuracy, appropriate word and spelling 2.5 marks, and coherence and relevance of ideas and style 2.5 marks. And word limit is 100% sure, 150 to 200 words. The marks allotted are 10 marks and the time available is 20 minutes. So this is very, very important for you to practice, because then you will be able to complete the question in time and do justice with the other questions available. So now let us come to the format of your article. First of all, you are going to write the title, heading or title at the top in title case. You know what is title case? Every first letter is going to be capital except preposition, okay, and articles, determinants. So you have to write the title in title case. Then you have to write the name of the writer below it, same as your report with byline. And you have to split your subject matter into 3 to 4 paragraphs. This is important. So your first paragraph may be the introduction or brief introduction to tell what article is about, giving some startling fact or quotation to arouse interest. Okay? So in the your first paragraph is the introduction, and that should be very much engaging. Very much, it should be something which arouses the interest of the reader. Then paragraph 2 and 3, you have to develop the cause and effect of the problem. You have to give statistical data to support your views, compare and contrast. And you may learn some language items just to see that how can you write a data in a very standard manner. How to give a statistical data in your article. So you must have all the sentences beforehand in your head, so that when the exam comes, you need not to worry about the language structure. And yes, cause and effect, reasons, is results, is effects, what could be done, everything is this. And the last paragraph is your conclusion, in which you will briefly offer suggestions and solutions to improve the situation, right? And prediction and personal observation may be included. So in this way, you are going to write either 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs. Depends. Then your presentation must be systematic. It should not be that one point is coming in the first paragraph, same point is along with the language is 100% repeated somewhere here. You may use the same idea, but the language should be different. Your sentence structure should be different. You must use the different vocabulary items. Okay, sometime it happens, some idea came to your head, you have written that, and then some other idea came to your head which should be mentioned earlier than that idea. You don't worry about it. And in that condition, the systematic presentation is not possible. Then you must pay attention to the grammatical accuracy and the use of good vocabulary. Okay? So you must take care that your sentences are grammatically accurate and you use good vocabulary. Generally, there are some topics which I believe the teacher gives generally to the students before exam. So these are the most striking topics, the probable topics which may come in exam. So the best thing you can do is to have a collection of vocabulary related to the topic. Fine. Then use sentence linkers to ensure continuity. This is linking words are very, very important, like consequently, similarly, finally, moreover. And I always tell my students to write like firstly, secondly, thirdly, fourthly, and finally. So this gives that coherence and continuity of ideas to your writing item. And you must avoid irrelevant information and repetition. This should not be there. Again and again, I told you, repeating the same idea, same point with the same language, it's not good. Right? So what you're going to do, you may use the idea second time, but make sure that the language which you are going to write must be different. Like, how can you make the difference? You can use the different voice. You can also change some of the vocabulary items, and you can also change the structure. So idea will be the same, but the language will be different, so it will not be considered as repetition. Moreover, it will show the command of language, that you have a good command of language, that you can write the same idea in a different manner. Okay? And yes, word limit 150 to 200 words. So now comes the important tips. So what you are going to take care while writing an article. So first of all, very, very important is that you must read the question carefully. Dear children, you are always in a hurry. You feel like that, yes, to complete the work and be over with it. We're done with it. But dear children, reading the question carefully with understanding is very, very important. Why? Because if you have misunderstood the question, your answer will be wrong. So you must read the question very carefully. Okay. And yes, instead of starting writing on the first go, you must write the ideas. Just quick jotting down the ideas. And then you can number those ideas 1, 2, 3, 4, how you are going to write it in your article. And yes, you must use some good expressions to make your article good as far as the language is concerned. You can add quotations and saying as well. This also gives very much good, very what to say, it gives a good impact. But too many quotations and saying are also not good. Then the examiner will think that this child have crammed the quotations and he has no language or she has no language of his or her own. Are you getting? So this should be one or two at the maximum. That's more than enough. Or maybe famous sayings. But these quotations and saying must come in inverted commas, and in a way that it is visible to clearly visible in the article. And yes, word limit, as I told you, very, very important. Dear children, now I'm sharing here an image which I got on Facebook, and the owner of this sheet is Daily English Learning. I loved this sheet. Why? Because you are having all the shared language items which you can use in your article. Like you can, in the opening, and not only article, in your debate and in your speech as well. So in the opening, like it is often said that, and you may write your point. Many people claim that, you may write your point. In this day and age, your idea, nowadays, these days, and you may write your idea. We live in an age when many of us are, or just the idea about here is a hotly debated topic that often divides opinion. So you can write and use it in your debate. Is often discussed yet rarely understood. Right? So maybe in article, maybe in debate, maybe in a speech as well. Depends on the question and how you're writing. It goes without saying that your point is one of the most important issues facing us today. The following essays took a look at both sides of the argument. Okay? Instead of essay, you may do the changes, the following article, or the following, instead of following, you can say my speech, my debate. But in debate you cannot take the both sides. So in the speech you can say my speech takes a look at both sides of the argument, whatever you feel like. Introducing points. So see, as I told you, firstly, let me take a look at, to start with. First of all, it is worth considering. Secondly, thirdly, furthermore, in addition, what is more, on the top of that, another point worth noting it, another factor to consider is, lastly, finally, last but not least. So you can introduce your points using these language items. Then presenting ideas and giving examples. When it comes to noun or gerund, when it comes to, then you can use noun or gerund. In terms of, here must be some noun or gerund and then complete the sentence. With respect to, not only but also, according to experts, research has found that there are those who argue that, for instance, for example, such as, okay, let's next see expressing result and reason. As a result of, has had to, has resulted in, consequently, therefore, on account of, due to, one reason behind this is, and then contrasting, although, even though, despite, in spite of, despite the fact that, on the one hand, on the other hand, however, nevertheless, even so. And see, here in the lighter color you will see where you can use subject and verb, noun and gerund, subject and verb. Such an easy pieces of shared language. Concluding, how to conclude, to sum up, in conclusion, all things considered, taking everything into consideration, weighing up both the sides of the argument, the advantage of outweigh the disadvantage, the advantages of particular thing outweigh the disadvantages. Then for your opinion, especially on your debate and speech, as far as I am concerned, for my point of view, in my opinion, personally speaking, my own view on the matter is, Dear children, I have read all these shared language item, but I told you these are for all article, speech, and debate. But what you have to take care of. So what you are going to take care of is that you must not use first or the second person in your article. Okay, so be careful in using these language items. Like here, any language item which has first or the second person, just don't use it. Okay, it's good not to use it. Okay, so be objective in article writing. You are not going to write I, you, and we. Next. Yes, the layout. Dear children, so remember how you are going to simply write your article. This is very important. Title, and then title should be in title case, all first letter capital. Then you will give the introduction, such an introduction where the readers get interested in the topic. Then you must give one topic sentence, and your topic sentence should be it should include the title of your article. And yes, one thing I missed here, by. This is important. Okay, title, by. Your introduction, it should be so interesting that everybody gets interested in it. And then you must write your topic sentence. Your topic sentence must have your title. Then you may write a major point and give detail, example, and explanation, or sub point connected to the major point in the first paragraph. In second paragraph, the second major point, again details, example, explanation, and one or two sub point related to it. But you are not going to write this in indexed form. I'm telling you just roughly how you can write an easily an article. Fine. Then major point 3 and major point 4, same like this, and then conclusion. So you must sum up what is stated in the body and tie it in that topic sentence. So what you are going to do, just write 2-3 things and then take this topic sentence and write it in a different manner, and that is going to be your conclusion. Okay, so this is wonderful, what I can say skeleton for you to write the answer. So you can also write firstly, secondly, thirdly, lastly, to sum up, to conclude. See how easy it is. Now I'm going to give you one short example. So over the past few years, there has been constant rise in coaching institutes and private institution centers all over India. Write an article in about 150 to 200 words highlighting the exploitation of young minds that seek sincere counseling and proper direction. You are Mahesh or Meeta, a student of class 12th of Indira Public School, Gwalior. Dear children, it's very clearly given the class of the student, but it doesn't mean that this is not for class 11. Same, everything is same for class 11th and 12th, except the marks. So here, coaching institutes exploits students. Right? So coaching institutes. It is in the title case. Every first letter is capital. Coaching C, institute I, exploit E, students S. And then you are writing my Meeta, class 12th. The writer, because it is there here in the question. Meeta or Mahesh. I'm reading it and just pay attention. Coaching institutes have mushroomed in every nook and corner of a city over the past few years. Their so-called temples of learning are exploiting the young minds just for their financial gains. The misleading advertisements given by these institutes act as magnets to attract the innocent, inexperienced students who are seeking sincere counseling and proper direction. So first paragraph is over. You see the very first line, how much interesting it is. And temples of learning. Okay, and then here the topic, it is also included here, but in a different manner. It is not directly written as it is given in the question. It is written in a different manner. Now come to the next point, next paragraph. Most private tuition centers and coaching institutes treat students just as commodities. Instead of providing them proper direction in their scholarly pursuits and giving them individual attention, they leave them to their fate. The counselor who is appointed to this institute is assigned the task of filling the unpopular coaching programs with more students so that the institution can maximize its profits, irrespective of whether that particular program suits the student or not. So the first reason with some supporting subpoints are here with example. Okay, the same as I have shown you here. So major point, then you may support the major point with some other points, give the details, examples and explanation. So here are many supporting points with this major point. Okay. Next, these coaching institutions take advantage of the ignorance of the illiterate parents by advising them to enroll their weak child in crash course. So these coaching institutions take advantage of the ignorance of the illiterate parents by advising them to enroll the weak child in a crash course, whereas he needs to join the long-term coaching program for being successful in life. The sole purpose of these institutions is to fill their coffers with money, not to look into well-being of these students, who are the future assets of the nation. These institutions are like the termites making the nation's future hollow. So you have seen here, temples of learning, termites, these are inverted commas to give emphasis, and also maybe it is used from someone else. One thing more, which I have explained, the same thing has come into here, the main point, supporting points and explanation. The main thing which I like you to focus on is see the expressions, future assets. Then somewhere, yes, here was something else I have seen. Nation's future. Fill their coffers with money. Are you getting? So in here earlier when I was discussing the things with you, I told you you must use expressions, quotations or say. So these expressions are very, very important to make your article interesting and also appealing. Next, here is the conclusion. The education department of the government should be vigilant and stop these coaching institutes from exploiting the innocent students. Stringent laws should be enforced to stop these institutes from spreading their tentacles in the society. The guilty who are playing with the future of the students should be brought to task. How many good expressions are here? See, innocent students, stringent laws, then spreading their tentacles in the society, playing with the future, brought to task. I see. So some nice expressions are used here. And yes, if you can use the shared language item which I have shared with you, these you can make your article and debate and speech, which I am going to discuss, take up later, interesting and appealing. Fine. So I have explained how to write an article, and I hope that my explanation is clear. Dear children, once again to remind you that writing items need practice on the side of students. The more you practice, the more you will become expert in your writing items. Unfortunately, generally, the attention to writing items is not as it should be. So what I want, that I am taking up all the writing items, because I feel like that if you are aware of all the writing items, if you know how to write all the writing items in your syllabus, then you may practice for the whole year. You are having enough time to practice. Make a timetable every day, at least when you are very busy, write at least one short composition. When you are a bit free, please do write one long composition. Okay? And yes, taking care of the points shared with you. So dear, here are 6 questions for you to practice. So you may practice. And yes, thank you. Some of the pictures used are here are not mine, but they were downloaded from internet. So thank you. Next session will be on debate and speech writing. So till then, bye. Thank you.